part 2. Last time I showed you day 1, which is knowledge. My class doesn't start till September 8th. So anything I show you here is just an example or something that's in pre-planning stages, right? But for every day, we're gonna be dealing with a supreme mathematic, like today is 12, right? And letter of the alphabet, that's L for love, hello, right? And that's knowledge, wisdom, which all being born to understanding. Depending on any time it rolls around in the month, you know, because every month, if it's a Wednesday and it's the 6th, I'm doing equality, right? If it's a Wednesday and it's, it's knowledge born, I'm doing knowledge born, you know, all being born to knowledge cipher. So every time I tie that to that alphabet, right, I'm teaching them several concepts all at once. And, you know, if I want to go into the lessons too on top of that, you know, I can reach for those lessons for the principles or for the inspiration for the lesson itself. You know, and I'm going to pick up from yesterday, which was the 11th, which, as you know, in the 1 to 14 is, have you not heard that your word shall be bond regardless to whom or what? Yes, my word is bond, my bond is life. I should give my life, my word shall fail, right? And we're talking about a broken bond, right? So your word is your life to the extent, children as well, to the extent that once you start breaking your word again and again, you know, that bond breaks, right? And your life changes, right, as a result of what you've been doing in terms of your dishonesty, right? And children need to know this early because a lie is sometimes the easiest way around a situation, they think, right? You know, and dishonesty is very tempting, right? Because they see it done all over the place, whether you want them to or not. I'd be moving into the 12th today on a school day, right? And that's love, hell, or right, knowledge, wisdom, borns understanding. And so the basic principle there, you know that observing, you know, looking, listening, observing, also respecting another person's words, ways, and actions is going to lead to an understanding or clear mental picture, right? That's surface. But then when you go deep beneath that, you want to look at love, hell, or right, we're going to be talking about things like the choices involved in life when there's dishonesty in the air, whether it's coming from you or coming from somebody else. I select clips. I select clips from the news, from the day, from the week, and I say, look how they're treating each other. Look how he's talking about her. Look how she's talking about him. Look how they're talking about this, right? Look what they want from you. Look how they want to show you this. You know, look how they're framing this for you. Does this how do you feel when you see this, right? Because this is the same monster that's going to be above their shoulders for the rest of their lives. And so you got to learn how to associate with and understand the cues from that monster, you know, that's in the media, that's everywhere they go, right? You know, they could be in their schools. They could be drilling ideas into their head. You know, it's a lot more easygoing and relaxed to just kind of say, oh, yeah, whatever, you know, go with the flow, you know, teach my kid whatever, you know, it's more polite to kind of fold and do the 85er thing. And it's easier. It's a lot easier. But if you want your kids to relate to the world in a way that's, you know, that leaves the tools in their hands and they're not resting upon belief, which we all know is worship to a degree, right? And they're dealing with knowledge, you have to have some kind of a foundation in order for them to build that worldview. It's much easier for them to know what's right and to do what's right if they love and understand what's right, you know? And they have a choice because people on that TV, on the news clips, you know, on every form of fashion you could find on your phone, the kids are exposed to this on a day-to-day basis, right? And they see all this negativity and they see all this disgust that people have for one another and all the confusion, right? It's hell. And they see how people love hell, right? And they got a choice to love hell or right. I got to give the kids the vocabulary they need to know what they're listening to and seeing, right? What is an influence, right? What is an institute or an institution, right? What is an interest? To have an interest in something, right? What are interests? What are special interests, right? Because there's a lot of good names thrown out there in the media, in person, and otherwise to people that fall right in line and obey this mainstream influence, interest, or the institutions. That's a big group. That's 85% of the people that my kids are going to interact with. They're going to feel that way, right? They got to know that there's a lot of good names, a lot of good impressions, a lot of good words we give to the people, the men and women that belong to the fruit of these influences, interests, and these institutions in North America. And there's a lot of bad name given, a lot of bad names given to the men and women who belong to themselves.